Here we have an engine that's ready for an oil change. We have two connections on the engine, one on the oil pan and one on the dirty side of the oil filter. We start the machine, we're going to send air pressure through the engine, pushing oil out of the filter and out the passages down the crankcase. At the same time, when we're evacuating oil, we're going to draw an oil sample. Now we're going to program the Shell LubeExpress machine to take an oil change, or to make an oil change. Okay, we come back here, see we have pressure on the gauge, the filter is being purged of the waste oil, getting pushed through the engine, down into the crankcase. At the same time, we're evacuating the crankcase. When the purge stops, the operator can take the filter off and replace it. He doesn't need to stand there and fill up a new filter, he just spins it on. After the crankcase is evacuated, we go back to the machine, and the machine will now send the fresh oil back into the engine. We just drew our oil sample, uncontaminated sample. We draw this sample midway through the oil evacuation process. So we now have our new filter installed, it's empty, the crankcase is empty. Now we're going to start adding the fresh oil. Come back here, we have pressure on the gauge. The filter is now filled with fresh oil. And it fills so fast, the crankcase is already filled. 3 quarts of oil. And that's the Shell LubeExpress oil change.